Now, Donald Trump will be coming back to the White House in less than 1 week. Okay, so what can we say about the first few months of his being in office? Okay, let me say this. Okay, number one, from outside the U.S., it is super clear to me. Okay, what President Trump is doing is actually not trying to make progressive changes for the U.S. in the world. Rather, President Trump is retreating from the leadership position of the U.S. Okay, to a defensive position of the U.S. So he appears to be offensive. He appears to be aggressive. In the end, okay, in essence, okay, at the end of the day, if you look at all his policies, it's actually very defensive. He wants to defend U.S. interest. He wants to charge other nations for whatever service, whether it's national defense or other services the U.S. Has been providing. Unlike previous presidents, okay, in the U.S., Trump is now retreating from the international roles the U.S. has been playing. So in a Chinese metaphor, the USA used to be the host, a gracious host of a dinner party in which the U.S. pays all the bill. Okay, the U.S. invites all fancy guests to the dinner party. Okay, and also the U.S. as a gracious guest even give small presents to everybody attending. Now, why did the U.S. do that? Because U.S. count on these guests to do other things in return for the U.S. interest in the long run, whether it's adopting U.S. technology, adopting U.S. as the financial center, sending their funds to the Wall Street, whatever. Okay, the U.S. will be the beneficiary of the dinner in the end. But currently, what U.S. is doing under President Trump is to again call for a dinner party. But instead of paying for the bill of dinner party, the President Trump is charging every guest for a fee which is multiple times the cost of the dinner. And he is very angry if some guests do not show up. Okay, so this is a change, big change from long-term view, long-term benefit and the cost calculation to very short-termist, self-centered, short-term transaction. Okay, so that's the essence to me of President Trump's back in office. So what will other nations respond to President Trump's new policy? I think number one, they will negotiate very hard against the U.S. For sure, the U.S. new President Trump will demand many things from many countries in the world, and these countries will negotiate back with the U.S. In the end, there will be some kind of a compromise. Okay. Number two, many other countries will try to rely on themselves for energy security, national security, for their own affairs, for trade. Okay, so there will be emerging sub-regional or maybe regional, I should say, regional trade agreements and other agreements. Okay, so they will find their own ways to protect their own interest without the leadership of the U.S. Now, what will China do? Okay, I think China will do three things in response to President Trump's back in office. Number one, China will find many ways, work very hard to boost domestic demand in order to hedge against potential or imminent, I should say, imminent U.S. trade protectionist policy, whether it's tariff or non-tariff trade barriers. Number two, China will try to negotiate very hard with the U.S. before President Trump imposing a new round of tariff. I'm sure his office will work with Chinese counterparts to negotiate. There will be intensive under-the-table negotiations or even bargaining on the way, because that's the style of President Trump. Number three, very important, China will continue push for initiatives like the Belt and Road initiatives and the BRICS initiatives as a way to provide public goods and therefore to provide a service to other countries, and therefore in the long run will try to create a win-win situation. Other countries will benefit from the Belt and Road, and China in the end will also benefit. So in a way, China will play a role to fill the vacuum left by the the USA under the leadership of President Trump. So that's my general analysis. Any questions, any comments, please ask me. I will be very happy to answer them. Thank you.